Hey guys, good morning. It is probably my most hated day of the week. It is rat cleaning day. I don't have a ton of rats. This is it right here. I have this little rack here, and I have these two. I have the Freedom Breeder rack on the right and the ARS on the left. I keep mice up in these smaller tubs. There's ASFs in here. This whole rack is ASFs. The bottom half of this rack is ASFs, and the top half is Norwegians. It's definitely a task. The Norwegians get cleaned weekly because they make so much of a mess. The ASF and the mouse tubs get cleaned usually bi-weekly. They don't make near as much of a mess, and I don't keep a lot of ASFs in these tubs compared to how much of a mess the rats make. But it's still a pain in the butt. I'm usually spending hours and hours and hours on Thursday mornings cleaning all these tubs out, moving the rats around, making new colonies if I need to. It becomes a mess. That's what I have to do this morning. It's almost Easter, so our local community is doing an Easter egg hunt. So I actually I'm like in a time crunch. I need to get this done, and I need to be showered, so I'm out of the house by 11:30. So I'm kind of more in a time crunch more than usual. But we had some cool stuff happening yesterday. They're not locked up right at this point, but this boy, I don't know if I showed him yesterday or not. This is the first, he actually was locked up with this female yesterday. So that was his first ever lock. He's a Super OD YB Fire clown pied that I picked up from Reptiles for Centuries last year. He imported them. It's my first ever import. And she's a Super Pastel pied het clown. Now, this was a weird clutch because I don't think this female last year laid like a 10 egg clutch, and she didn't produce any clowns. But the male that I paired her to was also a pied het clown. He is proven. I made clown pieds with him. She did not make any visual clowns last year. So, this is going to give me better odds to prove it out. Yes, I could just shed test her, but either way, I mean, this is the pairing this was going to be, so there's no point in shed testing it. If she's going to make clowns, it's going to be with a visual clown male. So I'm hoping that, with her being so big, her having a second year, having a 10 egg clutch, and being paired to a visual clown this time, that we actually prove out that she's het clown. If she does not lay any eggs that have clowns in them, then I will absolutely be shed testing her, because then I'll be going back to the person I bought it from and get my damn refund, because I didn't just buy a Super Pastel pied. That does not do me any good in terms of breeding. This male Blade, I moved him over this morning to my other OD Blade female. So I'm going to have two clutches of this. And some people don't like to have redundancy, but my whole goal with these is to hit a Super OD, Super Blade, Clown, double het MJ pied. I'm guaranteed of the het pied. I'm not guaranteed of the het MJ, and I'm not guaranteed of the Clown, and I'm not guaranteed of the Super OD or Super Blade. So I wanted to double up, make sure I got that snake, or a couple of them at least, for breeding purposes, and then everything else gets sold off, and there's still going to be cool snakes to sell. So the kind of, we're in a weird period of time in the industry where for so many years people were just trying to make the most expensive snakes they could, and I'm still trying to do that. But the majority of those snakes are going to stay here, so that I'm breeding them, so that hopefully in a year or two, when the market kind of starts to tick up a little bit, I'm able to be producing some high-end stuff, some projects that people aren't really working on too deeply, versus making the same thing that everybody else is making. But as I'm trying to hit those higher-end snakes and higher-end clutches, I'm going to be making some cool snakes as well. So in that specific clutch, if I hit an OD Blade Clown that's het pied, and maybe I sell it as a 50% het MJ if there's no shed testing at that point, that's still a pretty cool snake. It's a cool looking snake. It's not going to be super expensive. For somebody getting into the hobby that's thinking of breeding, that's probably a cool snake to get. It's potential triple recessive. At the very least, it's a double recessive. And at the worst, in those clutches, I'm hitting double het clown pieds, and I'm getting OD and Blade from both parents. So the odds of them having OD or Blade or both are pretty good. At least one gene. So at the very worst, I'm probably hitting one gene double het clown pieds, which, you know, they're not going to sell for a ton of money, but they're also not going to be snakes that I'm going to have to give away for free. So, you know, always trying to minimize that. This guy is, this looks like a lock, but it's kind of hard to tell. So he's my Leo red stripe yellow belly triple het DG clown pied, and she's a pastel enchi DG clown female. I did see the lock yesterday. I think they're still locked up now. He does not like me very much. So that's him. I still haven't seen a lock with these two. Yep. So I'm trying to hit. He's an OD leopard firefly yellow belly potential enchi ultramel het pied. She's an OD pin het ultramel. So what I'm trying to do here is hit some super OD Leo Firefly Yellow Belly Pinstripe Ultramels that are going to be het pied, or pos het pied, but I'm hoping I hit the het pied. Still nothing on this guy over here. He's still just hanging out with his girlfriend, but no visual locks yet. So, you know, we'll see what happens there. But a little more promising this week, actually. Let me get my stairs so I can take you up to show you the lightning pied to see if there's any update there with how big her ovulation's going. I'm still waiting for the ultramel female to shed. She looks a little closer to it today than yesterday, so I'm hoping that comes along a little faster. And as you can see here, this lightning pied girl is having a big old football in her belly. Look, when they say tail suck, and look how, look at the size difference going from her belly there to her tail, and how much tail suck there is in there. And usually, you know, when you see the female all lumpy and all out of shapes and stuff, that's kind of another good tell that they are getting ready to fully ovulate there. This girl's still sitting on the cool side. So nothing too crazy there. She still doesn't have a big old lump in her belly, but it's getting there. So that's it for there. I'm still running my Morph Madness sale, where I am doing 25% off everything plus free shipping. I'm probably gonna end up shed testing some of these hatchlings from this black axanthic clutch. I know they're all 100% black axanthic, but I do not know if they're het, hypo, or pied. They're pos hets. So I have 3 of those left. I'm probably going to do this one at the very least if he doesn't sell this weekend. This is the Black-Head Leopard Mojave, het black axanthic, pos double het hypopied. So he just shed 2, so I'm going to dry that out. And as you can see, I've been saving the sheds for the other ones as well. So these are completely dried. I'll get his next. So he's still available. This guy, I can't believe that he's still, I mean, he's like probably 350-ish grams at this point. Let me weigh him actually right here, live in the video. 325, that's close. He's 325, and he was born, when was he born? I forget now. He was born at the end of the year last year. I don't have the tag for it there sitting there anymore. But I mean, he's incredible. Also in the Black Axanthic project. So he's 100% het pied, 50% pos double het, hypo and black axanthic. I think he's like blackhead leopard Mojave cinnamon mahogany. Like, I think he's like a 5-gene animal that's 100% het pied. So it's gonna make you some like black pieds. If you, let me show you here. So I just sold the other male. Where is he? I think this is him here. He's in shed. So he's not a good example. So I just sold him. This is his brother with the black head. But I have the female that I'm holding back. So I can show you the female and just how black of a pied. I mean, it's... looks like she's going to bite me. So this is what she looks like. I mean, this is the blackest of blacks you can really get in a pied without just getting a super black pastel or super cinnamon and having any of the health issues that you have with it. Just the most stunning, crazy looking snakes that I've produced in terms of blackness. So, I mean, that's how you do it, and that male will definitely produce that. So everything I have left is 25% off plus free shipping. So take a look You know, I'm probably going to do another sales blitz this weekend because it is feeding and breeding season. That's sort of the new term that I've coined for this year. Basically, this is the time of the year where I want to focus on these racks. I want to focus on making sure these females and males are staying on food and growing big. You know, the males that are breeding, making sure they're eating. I want to make sure that everybody's breeding, which means they need to be healthy and getting calories in their body. So I don't want to focus on selling babies right now because that's going to happen at the end of the summer and in the fall. That's selling season. So I want to get these guys out of this rack. I don't want to be done with the hatchling rack. I don't want anything in here at this point. I think I have maybe 6 or 7 babies left that I'm not keeping. There's only actually one in here that I'm still keeping. That's this little guy I called Tiny Tim from the other video last week. He's actually still eating on his own. He hadn't eaten for months on his own. He was assisted and force fed. But now he's eating every single week on his own, so he's doing good. And he's growing up nice and big. But he'll probably be out of this rack soon as well. So my whole goal is to have this rack completely empty by the time my Ultra Milk clutch hatches at the beginning of May. So let's get these guys out of here. If you see a snake you like, hit me up on Morph Market or Instagram or whatever, and we'll work out a deal. You know, trying to get these guys out the door.